Welcome back, everyone, to It's My Life, the podcast talking to real people, hearing real stories. Today on the Polaroid Hour, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite Polaroids, but it might not be what you expect. It has to do with creativity and friendship, and I'm really excited for it. Let's roll that intro. Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to the podcast. Thank you so much for being here. I'm still enjoying the Polaroid hours, and I have a lot of Polaroids to go. I was being serious. If you have one that you want to send me, feel free. Just shoot me a message, and I'll let you know where to send it. Today's episode is going to be about this Polaroid right here. For those of you that can't see, go check it out on my Instagram or hopefully the title to this podcast. So this Polaroid is from October of this past year. No, that's not right. It is right. Yeah, October of this past year. It is from a time I went back to Michigan. I was there for the weekend, and we had this hangout party with friends, which we'll usually do when I'm back in town. It's a good time to get the gang back together. I usually haven't been around for a few months, so it's just a nice time to have a drink, hang out, just a good time to chill. And we decided that we needed something to do. We were sitting at lunch. It was me, good old Jordan Dritzma, and Taylor Debour, and we just needed something to do for this party. We felt like we always hung out, we always just chilled, but at some point you run out of things to talk about, and maybe it lasts for an hour, maybe two, but after that, people kind of start to trickle away because there's nothing to do. So what we decided was there had been talk for a while about doing a Harry Potter themed party. So we decided to do just that, host a Harry Potter themed party. We sat there at lunch and we wrote down everyone's name that was probably going to be coming, that had already confirmed. That, let me tell you, this was literally the day before the party. So it was some quick planning. And we put everyone into their houses. And then when everyone got there, we told them what houses they were in. And we had multiple events that were all around Harry Potter stuff. So we played Quidditch in the woods. We had a gillyweed, holding your breath for the 5 Goblet of Fire competition. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, that was horrible. We did the maze, Goblet of Fire. Goblet of Fire came in really handy for the triwizards tournament. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Came in really handy for coming up with a lot. But yeah, we played Quidditch. We did multiple Triwizard tournament events. We did this potion making thing. Ben Eisinga used milk. It was interesting. It wasn't horrible, but it was interesting. And then we did some other games. And yeah, this picture is from that night. And it's a photo, if you can't see it, of Taylor Debour holding a sign that says, "Cedric Diggory died for your sins." We were on Team Hufflepuff. It was me and Taylor and Isaac. And that was one of the signs that we'd made as a cheering thing. And this was one of my favorite nights that I've ever been back in Michigan. I have flown back to Michigan a lot. I've been there for the summers, and I have some of my closest friends there. But this night in particularly was magical. We all met up at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We did some of the events. We came back. We got pizza. We did some trivia events. We did all these different things. We ended up watching a Harry Potter movie at the end. And we were hanging out till it was 2 a.m., but it was daylight savings that night, so it was actually 3 a.m., and it just moved back. And we hung out for almost 12 hours, and it was incredible. It was so much fun, but we wouldn't have had that much fun if we hadn't put in the work. And I'm not going to, go and say that no one is creative anymore, all these different things. But I think it is easy for us to sit there and, be with friends and to just sit there and kind of go, all right, we're going to hang out. Maybe we'll play a game, do this. But when's the last time that you were with friends, well, before all this started and you were able to be with friends, and you guys planned something bigger like this, something like a game or anything like that? And yeah, there's a reason this is one of my favorite memories from that trip and from, a lot of trips back to Michigan, is just because of the amount of time that we put into this and the payoff for it. It was fun. Everyone really enjoyed it, and it was some amazing memories. And, I know that I can always go back and, sit around, go grab dinner, watch a movie, all these different things. But something like this is only going to happen, maybe like once a year where we have the energy or want to plan something big like this. And that's just a great thing, honestly. I remember, I've worked at camp for many years, and we have a big thing about creativity and your imagination, and we try to instill it in ourselves every day and teach campers about it, because there are some things that make it a little harder to be creative and imaginative. And if there's ways you can be creative and it's not about work and it's only about fun and something you're doing with friends, like, that is an incredible experience. And this is one of those experiences. We were able to not only have fun, but create something that if we wanted to do again, it would be really easy. Maybe we should. Jordan, should we? Yeah, maybe we should. But because we've already done it, we've put in all that work. And yeah, it was a lot more work than, say, going to a movie or going to grab dinner or going to grab a drink or something. But it was worth it in the end because we hung out for so long. We created some amazing memories. There were laughs. There were no tears, thank goodness. But it was a fun, healthy competition that was super creative. And I know that I talk a little bit about being creative because I am a creative type individual, and I hope to have a business someday around, creativeness. That was horrible. I wanted to do public speaking at some point too, but apparently maybe I need to work on that. But yeah, like, we all have this ability to be creative. Now, some of us are better at some things than others. Me, for example, I'm good at planning this event type thing, making a video, taking creative photos. Not so good at making a creative design for a website or for, a brochure or for a logo like this podcast. Thank you, Isaac Debour. Other people, like Isaac, are really good at those things, like drawing and the things that I'm not good at. And when you take a group of those people, even if it's just something for fun, like this Harry Potter themed party, and you put us all together, like Jordan, who's very analytical and very good at trivia, and me, who's good at like the planning, and that's not true. Taylor's good at the planning, and me, who's good at like the creative things and helping think of games and things like that. You create something that you wouldn't ever be able to create on your own. And this is something I think we all should remember is, I don't want to go about asking for help and all these things, but there's a lot of times where you can make something that is incredible and it's awesome, but if you ask someone for a little bit of help, for some advice even just 5 minutes, you might come up with a better idea in the end. And yeah, it's going to take a little more effort on your part, and it's going to be finding someone that's willing to help you, but it's worth it. Just like this party was worth it. If we hadn't thought about this, we probably would have hung out for a couple hours, gone home, and I wouldn't even be talking about it right now because it wouldn't be that impressive. But because of the time we put in and putting our different types of creativity together, we created an event that was super fun, super enjoyable, and we will remember for a long time because we have photos, we have videos, and it was a great time. Yeah, that is what I want to talk to you guys about today. I think it's really important to be creative with friends, especially now. I know that it is really tough to be creative right now. There's a lot that is holding us all back from being creative. But I want to challenge you to find a way to be creative with a friend. If you know someone that has a birthday, hop on a Zoom call with them, send them a postcard, write them a letter, do something you wouldn't normally do for a friend because you're not able to see them in person. It could be something as simple as a text message or a phone call or something like a letter. And maybe find a way to be a little more creative with that. And if you do, let me know. I'd love to hear how you've been creative and been creative with friends. If there's a creative way you've been able to hang out with friends or, see friends even if you're not actually seeing them. But yeah, I'd love to hear how you guys are handling this time. Shoot me a message at Joshua Stephen Marsh. That's PH on Instagram. That's probably, you could hit me up on Twitter, but I rarely check Twitter. Maybe I should check Twitter more often. But yeah, hit me up, shoot me a message. Thank you all so much for listening to this podcast. I really appreciate it. Thank you to all of you that have been watching. I know it's like a weird split right now for the Polaroid Hour between it's video and it's a podcast. So if you're listening, great. If you've never just gone and watched the podcast for the Polaroid Hour, go watch it. If you're watching and you've never just gone and listened to it, honestly, go listen to it. It's made great for both platforms. But especially like the last 2 episodes, if you haven't gone and watched them, go watch them because there's some great video and great photos and great photos incorporated. So I'd highly recommend that. I'll link them here if you I did the wrong side again, didn't I? I'll link them here. Yeah, if you are watching the video. But thank you so much for listening. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next episode, or I'll see you next week for the next episode of the Polaroid Hour. Bye.